What's good? What's good? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? RFG is here today to decode the Us movie. Okay, that was released in theaters. Um, was that 5 days ago? Okay, and I saw it last night. It was a pretty good movie. A lot of people said they didn't like it. But a lot of people out there, they don't really that they're not capable of seeing the hidden messages put in front of them, and they really don't realize that the new movies coming out in theaters, they are specifically geared for people with eyes to see and ears to hear. Basically people who are aware of the subconscious and subliminal programming that is put in the movies. Okay, there's a specific group of movies that are being put out for that specific purpose. For the people who are considered quote unquote woke. Okay, what they're doing is they're relaying their future plans. For this society. All right. So when we look at this Us movie in a nutshell, okay, let's just break this symbology down real quick. The movie is called Us. U is the 21st letter, okay, and S is the 19th letter. So when you look at 21, that's 3, 19, that's 1 again. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1 symbolism. It was released on March 22nd. March 22nd is what? It's 322. 322, symbolic of, one of the highest denominations of Freemasonry. Okay, 322 Skull and Bones. One of the highest orders of Freemasonry in this nation. Okay? And it's us. Us. Okay, which is really the U.S. It's really symbolizing what's going on in the U.S. It says us. Okay? Now, another key point in this movie, okay, a lot of people already know this. It was about, two families that met their clones. And when we look at this Illuminati card, okay, it's called Clone Arrangers. Illuminati card number 22, Clone Arrangers. You see, if you think that is some kind of coincidence, it's not. Okay, it's really not. And I think you can see, I'm not sure if that's a 7 or a 1. I don't know if that's a 7 or a 1 on this card. Right here it says clone card number 22. I'm not sure if that's a 22 right here. You'd have to look very, very closely at it and see different pictures of it. But in this particular video, they had clone arrangers at number 22 in their card deck. Okay, I don't think that's a coincidence at all. So it's basically about this family. They had a quote unquote white family and a so-called black family going through the same situation where they met their clones. Okay, and one thing that I saw that was very significant was when the little girl went down to the underground facility. She was met up with something, which was the Hall of Mirrors. Okay, it's the Hall of Mirrors, and she saw herself, but herself was facing the other way. Okay, she saw her own body, her own reflection, but her reflection was facing the other way because her reflection was a demonic entity. Okay, and the demonic entity reached out and basically harvested her. Okay, that's what went down. That's what happened. This girl went down underground into something known as the Hall of Mirrors. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this in the theaters was this right here. Okay, it was a scene from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and it's when, the teenagers went into the hall. They went into a hall of mirrors. Okay, they went into the hall of mirrors, and that's when Freddy Krueger showed himself to the everybody in the film. Okay, and I think in these scenes right here, you see they were walking in the hall of mirrors, but they weren't able to see Freddy Krueger. They weren't able to see him. You see, until he fully crossed over to the other side. Okay, because I'm gonna break down what this mirror, what the whole mirror thing symbolizes, and it's gonna blow your socks off. Okay, so basically, Freddy Krueger wasn't able to move over to the realm, the physical realm, and the physical realm is the realm of the light photon. So he wasn't able to fully cross over into the realm of the light photons, okay, when he was behind this mirror. Okay, and this is exactly why we have this theology of vampires not being able to be seen when they stand in front of a mirror. It's all tied to the same alchemy. It's all tied to the same alchemy, folks. Okay, so right here, you see, they say the vampire doesn't have a reflection in the mirror. That's because the vampire is not fully existing in this third dimension. The vampire is not fully in the realm of the light photon. You know why? This is why the vampire can shapeshift. The vampire can apparate. Go look up the definition of apparation. A-P-A-R-A-T-E. Okay? Apparate and apparation, when you can disappear and appear in another location. Okay? The vampire is not 100% physical. So the vampire is not 100% crossed over in this physical realm. This physical realm is the realm of the light photon. We see everything in this universe through photography, because every physical thing that we can touch is supposed to be consisting of light photons. The light photons make up our atoms, and the atoms make up our molecules. Molecules make up our being, our matter. Okay? And these particular vampires, they cannot be fully existing. Their energy, their light waves cannot be fully existing in the realm of the light photons if they do not cast a reflection. Okay? That means that their light is not bouncing off of these mirrors. Okay? Because they're vibrating on a whole different frequency, folks. Okay? This is deep, deep alchemy here. And you're not going to hear this on just any other YouTube channel. All right? And this right here is the icing on the cake about the symbology of the mirrors. In ancient China, mirrors were buried with the dead as ritual objects which allowed the deceased to communicate with the divine world beyond. They were supposed to bring the dead in harmony with the universe. They were supposed to bring the dead in harmony with the universe and remind them that their soul reflects the light of the sun that shines eternally. You see, we are all light. We are all eternal light that has been magnetized in a magnetic field called the light photon, called light photons. And that's what's condensing our light into this physical matter, this physical realm of matter. Okay? So, I'm going to say that again. In ancient China, mirrors were buried with the dead as ritual objects which allowed the deceased to communicate with the divine world beyond. They were supposed to bring the dead in harmony with the universe and remind them that their soul reflects the light of the sun that shines eternally. In Egypt, the word Ankh was also the word of mirror. The word Ankh was also the word for mirror. You see? Ankh means mirror, reflection of light, life, You see, we are all reflections of light, refracted light. Okay, so right here it says the mirror is sacred to the goddess Hathor. Okay, right here it says the mirror is sacred to the goddess Hathor. Ladies and gentlemen, what have I been saying for the longest? I was saying that Hathor is the biblical Lucifer. The Egyptian goddess Hathor is the negative aspect to Lucifer. Okay? The negative aspect to Lucifer is the Kemetic goddess Hathor. Right here. Right here. The mirror is sacred to the goddess Hathor because it reflects light. It reflects light, people. People. And this is to all the people who out there who just think I'm pulling this information out of my ass. This is proof right here. This is proof right here. The mirror is associated with the goddess Hathor. Didn't I say that the goddess Hathor is associated with the carbon atom? With the carbon atom. Okay? Which is directly associated with the light photon. This is what I've been saying. And the mirror is known for reflecting those light photons of light, okay, back at the viewer so the viewer could see itself, could see the reflection of itself. You see? You see, it's not a game, people. It's not a game. Okay? Egyptian mirrors were labeled one who sees like Re and one who sees the face. In both cultures, mirrors were believed to be connected with divination derived from the wisdom reflected from the higher realms. Especially in the Middle Ages, the mirror was feared as an instrument of the devil. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, what have I been saying about Hathor? What have I been saying about Set and Hathor? All right? And this is for the people who've been following me for the past few months and so on. They know what I've been saying about Hathor, and this article just proves it all. In control of this physical light spectrum of the light photon, the realm of matter. Okay, the mirror is associated with that. That's why they had the opening scene basically in this movie. It started out with the little girl going down to the Hall of Mirrors, okay, to meet her demon, to meet her clone, okay. In this physical realm, we would consider it a clone. On a spiritual tip, it's actually a demon, okay, because it was made artificially, okay. And this scene right here, it reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, where these teenagers went into the Hall of Mirrors, and that's when they were able to see Freddy Krueger cross over from the fourth dimension to the third dimension, cross over from the realm of light to the realm of matter. Okay, that was done by him going through the mirror. Okay. And if you want any more information on how Hathor is connected to the light spectrum, just go watch my video, Luciferian Energy Decoded. Okay, go watch that. Okay, learn what the light photon is. Okay, and my holographic matrix videos after that, go watch them. Okay, the mirror is associated with all that. The other thing that I took note of in the Us movie was, okay, during the opening scenes and the final scenes, we saw a lot of these rabbits. Okay, we saw a lot of these rabbits being shown. There was 55 rabbits were shown, and there was only one quote unquote black rabbit. 55 rabbits were shown, and there was only one quote unquote black rabbit. Okay. And that is very symbolic because what is the rabbit? The rabbit symbolizes fertility. Okay? The rabbit is a symbol of reproduction and fertility. Okay? Now, I'm going to break down that significance. Okay? They are trying, see, the Freemasons that make these movies, they're trying to send us their messages. And they're trying to tell us that our ability, the ability of humans, okay, to be able to reproduce, it's going to be restricted. You see these bunnies. What's so significant about these bunnies? They're restricted. How are they restricted? They're behind the cages. They're behind the cages. The 55 of these rabbits are behind cages. They're restricted. The rabbit is a symbol of what? Reproduction, fertility. And that is restricted behind the cage. You see? So they're telling us that our ability to reproduce is going to be restricted. That's why they have these underground cloning facilities underground. And they've had them for years, for decades. They had them for decades, folks. And think about it. Wouldn't it be genius, if you were one of the 13 richest families in the world and you did have a plan for world domination? Wouldn't you want to harness the blood from the people who, are rebellious, harness the blood from the people who can potentially be rebellious, and clone them? Clone them. You see? Clone them and make your own army, make your own civilization of clones. You see? That would be utter genius. Another thing is that that opening scene with the rabbits in the Us movie, it was very symbolic. The same way when you look at the Lil Wayne on Fire video, Lil Wayne, She's on Fire. Okay, you have the girls in the front yard with the white rabbit and the black rabbit. Okay, that's what that scene reminded me of in the Us movie. Okay, and like I said, if you are a genius, evil genius, like the individuals in power, the Zionist warlocks, what you're going to do is you're going to set up institutions to convince people that it's okay to get their blood drawn. And when they get their blood drawn, their blood is sent to underground testing facilities, and it's also sent to the black market, okay, for underground testing facilities, underground cloning, as well as organ harvesting. You see, Hands Across America. I'm not sure if this was a real ad that was shown in the early 90s or the late 80s, but it was very similar to this in the Us movie. Same. Okay, talking about Hands Across America. When they talk about Hands Across America, they're talking about the underground cloning facilities under the surface of America. All right, that's why when the clones met up with the black family, the clone woman told her counterpart that, my name is America, said that I am America, because this is what's going on in America, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Underground cloning. We have the black market of organ harvesting. Okay? Another thing to take note of. See, this is what I got from the white family being killed by their clones and the black family, being terrorized by their clones. They are planning to take away guns in this country. It's going to happen. It is going to happen, because all I was thinking when the white family and the black family, when they were being terrorized by their clones, I was like, this whole thing can be solved if, these families just had a damn gun. All they needed, was a damn gun in the house, and there would have been no Us movie. Think about that, folks. There would have been no Us movie if both of these families, the black family and the white family, if they both had guns in their homes, this would have never happened. Okay, so this is, to me, this is very symbolic of their future plans to put people in a very helpless state, very helpless and a weak state, to where you can't even defend yourselves and you can't even defend your family. Okay? That's what that reminds me of. And if you think that that is bullshit, there is a Illuminati card right here. Gun control. Gun control. You see? This is part of their plan. This is part of their agenda, folks. Okay, so when you look at it in a nutshell, when the clone family met up with the other family that was living in the home, their counterparts, this individual right here said that there was a child that was born, okay, named Pluto, okay, Pluto, that got burned and is supposed to be reborn from the ashes. Pluto, okay, Pluto, right here. She was really talking about her son that got burned across the face, okay, and was reborn from the ashes. Pluto, that's what Pluto represents. Pluto is the phoenix. Pluto is really the phoenix, folks. Go do the research. She also said she was America, because that's what is going on in America, folks. Okay, right here. Hands across America. This is what hands across America symbolizes. Okay, flat out. Flat out, plain and simple. Okay, so when we look at another interesting thing that went on when the lady, the white family, was getting murdered by their own clones, this is what was playing in the background. Okay, NWA, fuck the police. Now, what's so significant about that is they also have an agenda besides the gun control, where they are going to start a race war in this country. And the race war is going to be started when we keep having these instances of quote unquote black people getting gunned down by police. Okay? Innocent and unarmed quote unquote black people in this nation getting gunned down by police. That is what's going to cause their race war. You see, NWA was a group that was put to the forefront to silence conscious rap, to silence conscious, positive, uplifting, spiritual rap. NWA was put to the forefront to silence that. Who was the agent who set this thing in motion? Jerry Heller, the Zionist Jew Jerry Heller. Okay? And their agenda was to destroy the black family and to pit black against white. Okay? Fuck the police. Right here. Right here. And this is what was playing in the background. Okay? When this so-called white woman and her family were getting murdered by their own clones. That's because they have the gun control agenda. They have the clone agenda going on. Okay, the organ harvesting agenda going on, and the gun control agenda going on, and the race war agenda going on. All in one, all in one. And what was the boy? You see? What was the son, the lady's son? What was he wearing? We got the bow tie. We got the black and white shirt with the bow tie. And then we got the black and white checkerboard pants. Okay? All tied to Freemasonry. All tied to Freemasonry, folks. All tied to Freemasonry. The bow tie. All tied to Freemasonry. And what happened at the end of the movie? The clone lady called her son Phoenix. Okay? Phoenix, or Pluto. Pluto was originally the Phoenix before it was the Scorpion. Before Pluto was ruled by the Scorpion, it was ruled by the Phoenix. Go look it up. Born and basically burning and being reborn from the ashes. Okay? The Phoenix. It's also connected to Asar. It's also connected to Asar / Osiris. That's why this individual right here has his hands out like Christ, like Christ, like Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is nothing but a plagiarization of Asar, okay? Asar, the deity who died but was reborn from the ashes, who had to be reborn. You see? It's a joke. It's a joke. And here is the absolute nail in the coffin for this video. For this Us movie. It is tied to a false flag attack that will be taking place later on in 2019, and this is why. The first major Jordan Peele movie was Get Out, and Get Out was released on February 24th, 2017. What happened 8 months after the Get Out movie was released? What happened? Okay, we had the 91 Harvest massacre in Las Vegas. We had the 91 Harvest massacre in Las Vegas, okay? And the 91 Harvest massacre in Las Vegas happened after the It movie came out, after the first remake of the It movie came out. So on September 8th, 2017, the It movie came out, and then 3 weeks after that, you had the 91 Harvest massacre in Las Vegas, okay? Okay, 8 months. 8 months after Get Out came out. Now we have Us that came out on 322 Skull and Bones. Okay, tied to Freemasonry. You see, and we also have another It Chapter 2 movie coming out this year. We have an It Chapter 2 movie coming out this year on September 6th of this year. So we have a Jordan Peele movie, we have an It movie, we had the rematch of the Patriots and the Rams. We had the Major Blood Moon, January 21st. Okay, if you are not aware that there's going to be a false flag attack at the end of this year, you are blindfolded. You are blindfolded. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, folks. Because that's what this movie is tied to in a nutshell. That's what it symbolizes in a nutshell. It is directly connected to the ever so close false flag attack that is going to take place in between September and December of this year. Okay? It is 2019. The year is 2019, 1991, which is a mirror of 9-1. It was called the 91 Harvest Attack, the 91 Harvest, okay, Country Music Festival, 91 Harvest shooting, where 527 people got shot, 58 to 59 people, okay, were pronounced dead, and their goddamn organs were harvested. That's why they called it 91 Harvest. What was the Get Out movie about? What was the Get Out movie about, folks? It was about organ harvesting. Organ harvesting. Okay? What is Us about? What is that shedding light on? The black market of organ harvesting. Organ harvesting. What was the It movie about? The demonic entity, the interdimensional demonic entity that harvested the humans. That harvested the humans. You see? You see? You see? And like I said, man, I put this information out, you know what I'm saying, for free. You know, most of it, you know what I'm saying, 90, 98, 99% of it for free. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, nobody's putting this information out like your boy, man. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to end this video on that note. Be aware of your surroundings. Stay away from large crowds. I'm going to tell everybody, because there's going to be another false flag attack this summer, but it's not going to be as big as the one this December. Okay, that's going to happen from this September to this December. The one that's going to happen between September and December, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one. That's going to mirror what happened in 2017 with the Las Vegas attack. What's going to happen this summer is going to be a little bit smaller, but I'm going to still tell everybody watching this, you know what I'm saying, to, stay away from large crowds. And if you really consider somebody a loved one, you know what I'm saying, tell them to stay away from large events and large crowds. Stay away. Okay? It's RFG. And I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.